My fiancé was laughing with her sister when I walked in. She whispered, "He still thinks I'm saving myself for marriage." They didn't know I was standing behind the bedroom door holding the ring. Hey, they were working hard to hit her first 1,000 subscribers. If you love true emotional stories, hit that subscribe button, it helps. More than you know now, let's get into the story. I'm 31. And I'm a paramedic, yeah. The irony hits hard. People call me to save lives every night. But I couldn't even see my own was on fire. Let me take you to the exact moment. Everything flipped. It was a Tuesday afternoon, quiet, cloudy, and I just finished a 24-hour shift. I gotten off early because one of the newer guys took my last call. My feet were sore, my shoulders were aching, and all I wanted was to get home, grab the ring from my glove box, and surprise the woman I was about to marry. We were supposed to wait until marriage. That was the deal. She told me early on she was saving herself, said she grew up religious. But even though she didn't go to church anymore, it still meant something to her. I respected it, never pressured her. I wanted our relationship to feel safe for both of us. Her name's Natalie. She's 27, gorgeous, smart, way out of my league, if I'm honest. We met after a car crash. No, really, I was on duty, and she was in the passenger seat, shaken, but not hurt. I checked her Oz emitted dumb joke about blood pressure. She laughed. 2 months later, we were on our first date. I fell hard. We both did, or I thought we did. Flash forward to that Tuesday. I parked on the street and sat in my car for a second, just holding the ring box. I'd spent weeks designing an emerald cut diamond with her favorite antique style setting. It cost more than I should have spent. I'd even asked for extra shifts to cover it. When I walked in, the house was quiet to quiet. The bedroom door was half shut, and I heard voices, her voice, and someone else. I stopped walking when I recognized the second voice. It was her sister Rachel, loud, dramatic, always in everyone's business. They were laughing about something. At first it sounded harmless, just girl talk. Then I heard Natalie say this, "I'll never forget it. He still thinks I'm saving myself for marriage." There was this pause, like they both froze. And then they burst out laughing. Rachel gasped and said something like, "You're evil." And Natalie replied, "He's sweet, but come on." I'd lose my mind going that law. I stood there behind the door, silent, just holding the ring, still smiling like an idiot, like I hadn't just walked into the middle of a private joke with me as the punchline. I wasn't supposed to be home. They didn't hear me come in. I stayed frozen, heart pounding so loud I thought they'd hear it. That stupid ring in my hands suddenly weighed 1,000 pounds. Then Rachel out. I'd at least wait until after the honeymoon to tell him. Natalie, obviously, I'm not trying to ruin the vibe. That line made something inside me snap. What vibe? What the hell had I been building my life around? I quietly stepped back, walked into the hallway like I just arrived in, slammed the front door to announce my presence. They went dead silent. Seconds later, Natalie came out smiling, makeup half done in a row. She kissed me on the cheek and asked how work was. A smile back told her I was exhausted, said I was going to shower. She didn't notice my hand was clenched, without that my eyes weren't meeting hers. I locked the bathroom door and sat on the edge of a tub. Try not to pass out, not from grief, from the sheer whiplash of it all. The betrayal didn't come with rage at first, it came with disbelief, like maybe I misunderstood, but I knew what I heard word for word. And here's the thing, I've seen enough trauma on the job to know something most people don't. When things break, they rarely make it sound right away. Sometimes the worst injuries look fine at first, sometimes people bleed on the inside. So I sat there quiet, processing. Then I picked up my phone, opened her iPad, yeah, the one she left in the laundry room, charging, and the old backup. Something told me this wasn't just one. Why? Something told me this wasn't just about me, and something else told me if I play my cards right, I get answers, not by confronting her, not by begging for truth. No, I play along. I keep smiling. I'd walk her all the way to the author if I had to. But I know everything before we got there, and she never see it coming. You ever have that moment where you want to stop yourself, or some part of your brain is screaming, "Don't look, you already know, just walk away"? Yeah, that was me in the bathroom holding her old iPad battery. He at 12% last used for months ago, lot, but synced to the same Apple ID she uses on her phone, and this one no face ID, just a passcode. I sat there staring at the numbers, trying to think. Then I remembered her usual go to her birthday. 07 to 7 unlocked. Most of the apps were offloaded, but the Messages app still had old threads, hundreds of them. And at the top a name I didn't recognize. J, no emoji, no last name, just J. The text started a little over a year ago, about 5 months into our relationship. It wasn't sexual at first, not even flirty. Just old friend stuff. "How have you been? I heard you moved back then." I can't believe you're dating that guy from the ambulance crash. I scrolled faster months of back and forth so messages deleted, others not. But it didn't take long to find a real stuff Natalie. I'm doing this for stability. He's a good guy, predictable. That's rare, Jay. So, just your dirty little secret again. Natalie, don't act like you don't love it. I stopped linked reread that line about 5 times dirty little secret that was dated 6 months ago, meaning while I was helping her mom of apartments, while I was working night shifts and skipping weekends off so we could build a future, she was still sleeping with this guy. More scrolling voice notes, some corrupted, other short laughing. Gasping whispers, I open one. Jay's voice, tell me again. What you tell him, Natalie, low and soft, that I'm saving myself, that I wanted to be special. Laughter, that same sickening laugh I heard behind the bedroom door. This wasn't just cheating, this wasn't just a one-time oops. This was rehearsed, weaponized, something she performed like play. I felt my hands go cold, like my body didn't belong to me anymore. Still I kept going. There was one photo, just one of her NJ, and a hotel room. She was in a bathrobe, he was shirtless. Caption, hope the Boy Scout doesn't notice the scratch. And then I made the worst mistake of all. I check the deleted folder. See, Natalie was smart. She deleted messages, but she forgot iOS keeps deleted media for 30 days unless you manually wipe it. And what I found that made me genuinely sick: videos free, sure, once a few seconds each one of them, I won't describe, but I recognized the hotel curtains in the background. They matched the weekend getaway I had surprised her with 3 months ago. I pay for that hotel room. I thought she was spending a spa day while I booked a sunset dinner. Turns out Jay was there the night before me. She even texted me the morning after, can't wait to see you, babe, this place is perfect. It was for her lies. I closed the iPad and sat there in silence. Everything inside me was screaming to storm out, to grab her phone, to scream, demand answers, to expose her. But then I remembered the group chat that lasting. Rachel said at least wait until after the honeymoon to tell him. That meant they were planning something, like it wasn't over, like the performance was still ongoing. So I made a decision. I wouldn't say a word. I'd let dig deeper, let her think she had me wrapped around her finger. But I'd start digging to not just in her phone, not just in the iPad, in the places she thought I'd never lock: her laptop, her photo backups, the old Dropbox account she once mentioned but never used, except she did. I checked it. It was still active. And when I found next, let's just say Natalie wasn't the only one performing. She had backup dancers, you know, that pit in your stomach when you reel hi something's bigger than you thought, like when you find mold under the carpet and then realize it's spread through the walls. That's what it felt like when I opened her Dropbox. The folder was labeled archive, tucked inside documents, receipts, old selfies, and something called wedding plans shared inside that full. There were Word docs, Pinterest screenshots, and screen recordings. That's what caught me off guard. Not just screenshots, screen recordings of text conversations, voice notes, Instagram DS. Why would someone save those? One of them was labeled group chat, LOL iMovie. I pressed play. It was a screen recording of not Ollie's phone scrolling through a group chat titled, he still thinks ring for people, Natalie, her sister Rachel, her friend Matt, and someone named. Said they were laughing at me. Literally every message was a joke at my expense. Rachel, he made another candlelight dinner. I swear he's up. Interest, boyfriend Matt's. Did he cry again during your parents' slideshow? Skull, Natalie. He says it's emotional. I say it's manipulation. By hummus. Said girl, you better cash. And before the honeymoon cry and say you're scared he'll hand you his bank pin. And then this one made my jaw lock. Natalie, he's just a warm-up. My exit arc is gonna be cinematic. Trust cinematic. That word stuck in my head like a splinter. I paused the video, rewound, watched again. They were planning something. Wasn't just jokes anymore. There were dates, emerges, references to drop day. Then Rachel said it, part 2 of the proposal video's gonna pop off after the reveal will go viral. Wait, part 2. I jumped back to the Dropbox folder in a subfolder titled Wedding at Socials. I found a raw video file. It was a single shot of my proposal from last year, when I never seen Rachel had filmed it. From behind a tree, not on her phone, on a DSLR camera. Which meant it wasn't for memories, it was staged. They had captions pre-written at it's marked up. Even the music was picked, that trendy acoustic cover of Can't Help Falling in Love. It was ready for upload, just waiting on the twist. I scrolled further down the group chat. Recording, Natalie said, first I'll post the honeymoon recap. The truth drop, gonna do it like a journal entry. Trust everyone will side with me. Sit replied, let him play his role. His heartbreak is your ticket. Let that sink in. My heartbreak was their content plan. They weren't just cheating, they were building a storyline. They had reels, templates, fake diary, audio drafts. Post called how I got out of a picture perfect, why I hadn't even done anything, I was just a prop, and the final twist in this chapter, Jay was in on it because Natalie last message in the chat said Jay's down to go public in August. He'll soft launch with a handpick, will ride the drama wave that meant they've been planning to leave me publicly. The end profit of the fallout, views, sympathy, brand deals, follower spikes, the whole 9 yards. I sat back and let the weight of her crush me, not just the betrayal, but the reality that the person I loved wasn't real. She was a character. I was background noise. And suddenly the all part of me that wanted to scream, gone, replaced by something colder, smarter. I backed up every single file, saved the Dropbox, took screenshots, downloaded the chat video, loved everything with timestamps. I wasn't going to confront her, not yet. Why? Because if she wanted to show I was about to give her one, and in my version, I'd be the dirt. Actor. Ever seen someone walk into their own trap and smile the whole way? And that's what the next few weeks felt like watching a spider slowly weave a web, not realizing there was a hand waiting above her with a match because Natalie had no clue. I knew she thought I was still in the dark, still the sweet, clueless Fiancée, bringing home groceries and pretending to believe. Live in a fairy tale. Laugh. So I smiled, I kissed her forehead, I told her she looked beautiful. When she woke up, I played my role perfectly because when you work emergency medical, you learn fast how to keep a straight face even with a collapsed lung bleeding out in the back of your ambulance. Inside, I was coiled, but outside calm. My first move was quiet. I opened a new bank account, transferred the remaining funds from our joint wedding savings under the excuse that our old bank was charging fees. She didn't question it. Why would she? I also accidentally deleted a honeymoon reservation. Oh, my bad. I told her put the wrong button or rebook it next week. She laughed it off, said she trusted me. Meanwhile, I wasn't planning to rebook anything. I was planning to expose her. And not just in front of our friends, in front of her entire carefully curated online audience. But to do that, I needed one final piece, Jay. I created a fake wedding coordinator email, branded clean, sounded legitimate. I used it to message Jay on Instagram pretending to be a last-minute planner hired to confirm travel details. The man replied within the hour, Jay, hey, I'm not attending. Not sure why she'd list me, but thanks me. Oh, I see you're not the groom. Jailer. Well, not. That's her side guy on the real one. It took everything in me not to throw my phone. He had no idea who I was. He just outed himself like a cocky little snake. I leaned and asked some follow-up questions about timeline confusion. He dropped a bomb without even realizing it. Jay, yeah, she's marrying him to check a box. Says he's a rescue dog, loyal, clean, good credit. A rescue dog. I wasn't even a person to them. I was a face, a joke. Are you? Till it he, but that's when I realized something. Jay thought he won. He didn't know she was planning to humiliate him because in that group chat Natalie said after the wedding I'll eat the truth. But keep Jay quiet for now, he's too unstable. So yeah, he was next on her chopping block, just didn't know it yet. Good. Let them both sink. The final step I buy. But 3 tiny discrete recording devices, those little audio pins people clip the collars. We're talking plants. I hid them in 3 places: under her desk lamp, in the closet light fixture, inside a fake book on our shelf. Overkill maybe. But when someone's scripting your heartbreak for views, you start to appreciate receipts, and man, the recordings I got, they were gold. Rachel came over one night. They drink wine, talk like I wasn't even real. Natalie, he's so proud of the ring. I almost feel bad. Rachel, at least you'll get good wedding pics before you dump him. Natalie, night. Oh, drop the I'm not happy speech. Cry little, he'll probably blame himself. Rachel, go. You're such villain. I love it. They laugh for street minutes. And I sat in the next room wearing noise-canceling headphones, recording every second. That was the night I finalized my plan. I wasn't just going to walk away. I wasn't just going to cancel the wedding. I was going to let it happen, let her smile for the camera, let her post her perfect photos, let the room fill with everyone she'd like to, and then I'd show them exactly who she was. The thing about revenge is if you're going to do it right, you need patience, and I had plenty. The night before the wedding, Natalie was glowing, she faced, and her cousin showing off her nails, her dress, the custom champagne cork I paid for. I watched her from the kitchen as she spun around laughing. Tomorrow's gonna be perfect, she said. She had no idea the venue was a historic home, just outside the city garden courtyard, arch break windows, white roses everywhere. She picked it, I pay for it. I even arranged the catering through a friend, so I could pull a few last-minute favors like a microphone operate in a separate Wi-Fi network. Only I knew about That morning I got dressed, slowly tying my tie, checked my pocket ring inside, not the original one. That one was in the trash weeks ago. This was a fake I bought online for $30, looked good enough for pictures. Natalie didn't notice. She barely looked at me when we met at the altar. She was too busy scanning the crowd, probably imagining the comments under her first. The married life post the ceremony began. Her sister Rachel stood proudly as maid of honor. Our families watched from decorated white chairs. A light breeze picked up just as the officiant welcomed everyone. I held Natalie his hands and smiled. She squeezed mine and mouth. "You ready?" I nodded. I was ready when the officiant got to the part. "If anyone here objects," he paused, just like we rehearsed. A long silence, one heartbeat, two, and I raised my hand. Everyone gasped. Rachel's jaw dropped. Natalie laughed nervously. "He's kidding," she said. I turned to the guests, calm as ice. "Before I marry this woman, I want to share something. Just a short audio clip." The DJ, another old friend of mine, and on the plan, gave me the nod from the speakers hidden near the garden hedges. Natalie's voice echoed loud and clear. "He still thinks I'm saving myself for marriage." There were chuckles, then confusion. Another clip plays. "Jay's down to go public in August Hill. Soft launch with the handpick." Then Rachel, "God, you're such a villain. I love it." The laughter stopped. Her father stood up. Her mother's face turned white. Natalie looked like someone had slapped her. "What is this?" she hissed. I kept going. From my pocket, I pulled out printed screenshots of the group chat, handed them to the officiant. He read them, eyes widened. Then he handed them to Natalie. "This is fake," she stammered. "You edited this." I stepped back. "Is the video edited?" To a pointed to the projector screen behind us, and on cue another friend pressed play. There was her fake proposal reaction footage, taken by Rachel, labeled and time stamped. Laughter in the background. Natalie whispering, "Make sure the rings," and shot. People started walking out. Now he chased after them. "Wait please, this is out of context." But no one stayed. Even her bridesmaids backed away, phones buzzing in their clutches. They were already watching the Dropbox links I'd sent to every guest just 5 minutes before the ceremony. Screenshots, voice clips, the whole show. Rachel tried to stop me. "As I walked past, you ruined her life." Apart. "No, I just gave her the mic and I left." Didn't even look back. I walked through the garden gate past the fountain. We were supposed to take photos, but I got into my car, took off the tie, let the adrenaline drain from my chest like a punctured lung, and when my phone lit up, 48 missed calls, most of them from Natalie. One voicemail from her dad. "You did the right thing, son. I'm sorry you had to do it like this." I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just drove straight to the airport because the honeymoon was still happening, just not with her. I had upgraded it, switched the destination, and for the first time in over a year I was doing something entirely from my self-interest. Me, the view was perfect. I landed in ice. 2 days later, no wedding ring. No notifications turned on, no Natalie, just me, a rental car in a cabin overlooking the southern fjords. In silence, real silence, not the kind where someone's plotting behind your back, but the kind where the only thing you hear is when through the trees and your own breath. I didn't tell anyone where I was. I let the dust settle on its own. Back home it was chaos. I finally opened my messages for days, and Natalie 67 missed calls, Rachel 12 texts, her mother, "Please explain." Natalie is not talking to anyone. Her father, "You did what I couldn't. I should have warned you." My best friend Caleb, "Bro, you're a legend." I saw the V. "Oh, it's everywhere." That last one made me pause. I opened Instagram. She tried to get ahead of it. I'll give her that. She posted a softly itself with the caption, "Sometimes people show you who they really are. Believe them." Comments were brutal. "Girl, your mic was on. This age like milk. Where's Jay now? Babe, per TikTok disabled." Ray. Rachel's influence or page gone. Even since profile was set to private, the reveal arc had exploded in their hands, taken their viral moment, inflicted into a cautionary tale. But here's what really sealed it. Jay posted a now deleted story the night of the wedding. Black screen one. "I'm not the back."